Hi everybody, this is Evan from the Black and Blue, and today I want to go over something with you that I get a lot of requests for, and that is how to clean a lens. Maintaining equipment is one of the biggest responsibilities of any camera assistant, and lenses are going to be some of the more expensive pieces of gear that you end up dealing with. So knowing how to clean one properly and do it well is going to be vital to your success as a camera assistant. Now this is my way of cleaning a lens. It is by no way definitive. There are certainly alternative methods, but this was taught to me on a feature film and it works for me, and so I'd like to pass it on to you today. Now you're going to need a few tools to do this, and I have them right here and I'm going to go over them with you right now. The first is you're going to want a flashlight, preferably something small. This is a mini Magnlight that I have, and you're going to want it small so that you can either hold it in your mouth, rest it on your shoulder, or under your chin so that you can free up your other two hands to work. The next thing you're going to need is some lens cleaning fluid, and I use Pancro. Pancro is a brand. It's a brand that I trust, that I consider the standard, and that many other ACs I know use. Now this isn't to say that you can't use another type of lens cleaning fluid, but just make sure that you're researching into it and finding one that is of a good quality instead of just saving a few bucks. Basically make sure that you're not putting something cheap on a lens that is worth a couple grand. You don't want to be skimping in this area. The next thing is you're going to need some lens cleaning tissue, and for that I have Kim wipes. Now the other major brand is Rosco, and just a quick note about Rosco is it comes in this little flip book style, and the problem with that is that you can have it sitting in your ditty bag or in your tool bag, and dirt can collect inside of the little flaps since the book is open. So make sure that if you are using Rosco lens tissue that you have it in some kind of Ziploc bag or other type of pouch sealed away. I use Kim wipes because it comes in this box, and so the wipes end up being a little bit more sterile. The last thing you're going to need is some compressed air or a bulb blower or a brush. Now I like to use Dust Off Plus with this nozzle that extends everywhere so that you don't really ever have to be tipping the can and risk some Freon coming out. Now I don't own any still lenses or cinema style lenses, so what I'm going to show you how to clean today on is actually my father's old Super 8 camera, the Minolta XL Sound 42, and it has a lens, a fixed lens on the end of it that is sufficiently dirty that I think will suit our purposes today of me showing you how to clean one. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and take the cap off of it. And now this is a fixed lens camera, so I can't actually remove the lens, but I would definitely take the lens off if I was going to be cleaning it thoroughly. Now if I was just going to be spraying it or using a brush to take off a little bit of the dust, I could probably leave it on the camera. But anytime I'm using fluid, I want to take the lens off. This is why it's best to do in the mornings or at lunch when the lenses are already off the camera. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your flashlight and you're going to set your lens up, and you're going to just shine your flashlight at an angle so that you can see how dirty it is. And what you're looking for is whether or not there's dirt or dust on top, or if there's smudges. Basically, what is the extent of the dirtiness. Now normally I would put my flashlight in my mouth or rest it on my shoulder so that I could work with both my hands, but since I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and set my flashlight down. Now the next thing that you're going to want to do is take your compressed air or your blower or your brush, and we're going to remove that first layer of dust just resting on top. Now especially with canned air, you want to spray 2 quick little spurts just to make sure that there is no chemicals that are going to come out. And another important thing is that whenever you are removing dust from the lens, that you tilt it down so the dust falls onto the ground or wherever, instead of inside of the optics of the lens where it can really do some serious damage. So I'm going to be pretty liberal with this dust off just because I want to make sure that I get all the dust off of it. Now I can set that aside, and then I can take my flashlight and check to make sure that I got all the loose stuff off. If I didn't, then I would keep spraying until I did. But I did. So next we're going to take the Kim wipes. Let me set the camera down here. I'm going to take one wipe, Now if this has been sitting in your tool bag for a while, you maybe want to throw away the top one just because it's gotten dirty. But I'm going to fold the wipe into quarters. Then I'm going to take my cleaning fluid. I'm going to do a downward spray just like this. And that's just to make sure that this doesn't get too wet. Never spray your lens fluid on the lens itself. Always on the tissue, and never do it too much. One spray is just enough. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wet side and I'm going to go in tiny circles from the inside of the lens to the outside. And I'm going to do that about once or twice. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure, but obviously if there's more smudges, you maybe apply more pressure. Now I'm going to flip over to the dry side and do the same thing. Now I know I said that you never want to wipe a lens with a dry tissue, but since I already did get the lens a little bit wet, we're really just drying it off. So then you would go back to your flashlight, or if you already had it in your mouth, you would see. And now if there's still smudges or dirt, then you would repeat the steps as necessary, but this is looking pretty clean. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cap on. And if this lens was off, I would go ahead and do the rear element as needed. But since I can't, I think we're done for there. So I hope that was useful to you, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Also, please sign up for the free exclusive newsletter that I send out through the Black and Blue. You'll get some great exclusive content that I don't give out on the blog. And lastly, if you have any tips or advice of your own on how to clean some lenses, feel free to leave a comment and let us know. You have a lot to teach the rest of us, and I love reading your comments and just learning from them. So thank you.